you pick up the phone. What does that conversation look like? Hey man, I got your letter in the mail. I'm interested.
Mm-hmm.
What's that conversation look like?
That would be like a warm lead, right? So now that you have that conversation, you got a warm lead. Okay, then
welcome to sales class, guys.
Right, you got a warm lead. At that point, you introduce who you are, where you come from, who you represent, and then you basically let them talk. What do you tell me your situation?
Okay.
Obviously, from the flyer, from the ad, from the mail, essentially why you're calling. Now, tell me what.
Right. I just don't want to deal with renters anymore. It's just it's a pain in my ass. It's just I own it free and clear. I would just like to take the money and go retire with it. So that's kind of what I'm looking for.
Okay, so
the market's high right now.
So now, what is the where's your property located? Now, you don't have to give me a number, but just give me like a street name or an area that I can understand the demographics and what the properties look like, the values of the properties. What does that look like? You give me an answer. After you give me an answer, I say to you, okay, now what type of repairs are the property? How's the roof? How's the mechanics? Do you have a furnace, hot water tank, boiler system, new windows, old windows? Do you have a driveway? Do you have a garage? Are you off-street parking, on-street parking? What are the common problems that you deal with? What are your headaches?
So it's a phone call walkthrough, basically.
Essentially. Yep. And then you just let them talk.
Right.
Right. So they're going to say everything is wrong. They're going to tell. So like I said it before, there's always a problem.
Right.
You have to become a problem solver.
Right.
What I've found to work and it allows me to sleep well at night is that, sometimes you could take advantage of people in these situations because they're vulnerable. Right. But that never really lands you.
A lot of the times.
Right, a lot of times. Yeah, 1,000. You're 100% right, Jerry. But what makes me sleep well at night is I'm not really interested in taking advantage of you. I'm interested in really just making this deal work for you, and you're happy when you leave the deal. If you're gonna sell me a $50,000,
make it work for you as well.
Yeah, it has to work for both of us.
Yeah, both.
Right.
So I like to share reality. Like, so clear example. You have a property that's worth your after repair value of the property is worth 80,000. Let's just say. You're free and clear. The property needs $25,000 in repairs. Okay. You want 40,000 for the property. So you want 40. I have to put 25 into it. So I'm 65 all in. The ARV is 80,000. Right. There's $15,000 left there
of equity.
Yeah, of not only equity, but really, I would call it skin on the bone, right? There's meat on the bone, right? So in order for that deal to make sense for me, because I'm going to tell you up front what I'm going to plan on doing with that property. I'm going to plan on flipping that property. I'm going to either wholesale that property, assign that property, or flip that property. I'll let you know up front. $15,000 doesn't really allow me to do much because on an $80,000 deal, I have to pay 6%.
Correct.
To a realtor, whatever the case may be, right? So that deletes probably $8,000, $7,000 right there, between that. Okay, cool. Now, that $15,000 now just went to $7,000. I'm not going to put up $65,000 worth of money for a $7,000 return. That just doesn't make sense to me.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So I have to be all in on your deal, probably around 70% for it to make sense. There has to be 30% of fat on that bone in order for it to be enticing to me. Right. So now that I'm up front, I'll let you know that. Right.
That's
so I'm not
super gem, ladies and gentlemen. Super gem.
Yeah, because